Good day everyone, I am Lian sa Austria and now let us discuss to you the mechanism that produce change in population. Now, what are the mechanics that produce change in population from generation to generation? First, we have the natural selection. What is natural selection? Natural selection. Charles Darwin introduced natural selection as evolution process, which hypothesizes that all forms of life came from a common ancestry, which developed into various forms as they adapted to their environment. So, now, I have the example of natural selection, the fishes. So, now we have the red fish and green fish. As you can see, there is a red fish and green fish. So, if the predators will come, the green fish can hide to the coral or the plant in sea, while the red fish is easy to see and the predators gonna eat the fish, and there is a possibility that the green fish will survive that in that environment. So, that's what we call the survival of species. So, in generation to generation, the green fish will survive and reproduce and reproduce. Second, we have the artificial selection or selective breeding. Over the course of decades, selection was used by farmers and breeders to cause major changes in the characteristics of their plants or animals. So, now, I have the example of artificial selection, which is the wild mustard. Third, we have the genetic drift. So, what is genetic drift? Genetic drift, also known as allelic drift or the Wright effect, is the change in frequency of an existing gene variant in a population due to random chance. Genetic drift describes random fluctuations in the number of gene variants in a population. Genetic drift takes place when the occurrence of variant forms of a gene called alleles. So, there are people living in the islands that have a volcano. As you can see, there are many white people more than green people. So, white people can reproduce because there are many of them more than green people. Then, when it comes that the volcano will erupt, many people will die, especially to white people. Then, as the days come, generation comes, the green people can reproduce, many green people can reproduce more than white people. So, that is the explanation of a genetic drift. 4. We have the mutation. So, what is mutation? Mutation. It is a permanent change in the DNA sequence of a gene. It may sometimes useful, but mostly mutation is harmful because it changes the way a cell behaves. So, here are some examples of a mutation. So, lastly, we have the recombination. So, what is recombination? Recombination. It is a process by which pieces of DNA are broken and recombined to produce new combination of alleles. This recombination process creates genetic diversity at a level of genes that reflects differences in the DNA sequences of different organisms. Recombination typically occurs during meiosis in eukaryotic cells. It is during this type of cell division that gametes, sperm, and egg cells are produced. So, here are some examples of a DNA mutation. And now, I think that would be all for this lesson, mechanism that produces change in population. So, thanks for watching. So, please like and subscribe. Thank you.